Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to my online toy museum. And today I'm going to start my series on dragons. So when I started looking through my collection of dragons, I thought, well, maybe I have a dozen or 20 or something like that. But the more I got into it, the more I realized I have a lot of dragons. There's so many different categories of toys that have dragons in them. And this dragon here is often what we see, something like this. This is a Game of Thrones dragon. You can see it has some movement in the head, very angry looking. You have, your talon up there, and of course your wings that look like they've seen better days. What's nice about this is it has a nice stand. It has an egg, golden egg that it's guarding. And it has a ball joint here, so you can get a little bit of positioning on your dragon, how you want it to look in a scene. And you have legs that move, and you have click joints in the ankles. And you see here, you even have these pegs here. So if you want, you can peg your dragon down here into those holes. You can take this metal pole out. And it has some movement in the tail. You see it has a click joint. You can see the ratcheting in there. And then you have like a wire, metal wire inside this flexible plastic. And the spikes you can push them down. So this is typically what you see as a dragon, right? There's so many different kinds. Well, I have this dragon here. Now I've had this for many years, and it was given to me by someone in my family from Thailand. So this is at least 50 years old. It could be 60, it could be close to 70. But it's actually in pretty good condition. When I got it, I always remember when I was a young boy that it was missing a tooth. It's got these wooden teeth, and it was always missing a tooth. And, now he's just got a snaggletooth there. But you can see it's a lot of work to have made this. It's got these metal wires, and then it's all wrapped up. And you can, have this, I guess, on a dresser or cabinet, and then you can put things in it. I don't know, keys or maybe a small plant or something like that. So I found this in the attic of chaos at my parents', and it reminded me, when I found this a while ago, I'm going to do a show on dragons. So, without further ado, let me show you some Transformer dragons. Now, there are several different categories of Transformer dragons. These go to the Beast Hunters line of Transformers. And let me show you here. All right, so I converted these all into dragon form, and they turn into robots. But, this is how this guy looks in dragon form. And I believe, the mouth opens. There you go. So you can make him, bite. And you have, wrist articulation and elbows. And then he has a weapon up here. And so that opens up. And this can come off. And then there it looks like that without that. So this is a pressure missile. So you push on this, and then it's going to fire that out, and it's connected. It's like a grappling hook. So it has that, sphere in here that locks in, and that's how you propel that forward, by pushing on the back. All right. So there you go. So I guess this is, you can store your cord in there. So after you push, so you could pull this cord all the way through. If you don't want the cord, looking all sloppy, you can, kind of coil it up and then put it inside there. All right, so that's this dragon here. So the name of this dragon is Grimwing. So if you want to look that up. And I have another over here. Again, also from the Beast Hunters division of Transformers Prime, because it grew out of that series, Transformers Prime. This is Laserback, and it's one of your more or less, maybe less typical dragon designs, although depending on your knowledge of dragons, there are a lot of images of dragons that don't have wings and are, kind of, it's sort of like a bull. And then you have your laser back here. So you have your missiles in here. This one is spring loaded. So you have a spring in there, trigger that. All right. And then when he's in robot mode, of course, he can hold that as a hand weapon. So just connect that down. So the tail, the missile pushes down into the tail there. And then you kind of, well, there. All right, so some of the features on him. So you have a mouth that opens as well. Got to have that for a dragon, right? It's got to breathe fire. Good articulation in the wrists. You could see the robot hands here. And then you have these kind of reverse knees here and ankles, very dragon-like. All right, and then you have a flexible plastic on the tail. And I think this comes off as well. Yeah, this comes off and becomes a weapon, a hand weapon when he's in robot mode. So, all right, moving on. All right, we have this dragon here, also from Beast Hunters, Ripclaw. So, I think this is a very typical looking dragon. Really like this one a lot. Actually, I liked it so much I got another one and kept it in the box, just in case anything ever happened to this one. So you have the mouth that opens. It's got a little spring to it, kind of snaps shut a little bit. And then you have this flexible tail. I love this, the merging of two different materials. So you have like a flexible plastic in there. And then you have closing claw here so it can grasp, and then you have, it springs open. Push that there. That doesn't always work, I guess. Let's see, get that to snap shut. Oh, I see. What it is that if you touch something with this, then it closes in on you. That's where the spring is. So, yeah, so it grabs you. All right, so Ripclaw. All right. It's got the dragon symbol there on the chest. All right, and this one here is Sky Stalker. So, stalking the sky. And you can see the articulation. Got great articulation here. You have these multi-jointed wings here. And then those also fire a disc. All right, so the way that these fire is that you just push on the larger disc, and then that grasps in there, and then it's just a manual pushing that out there, and then that fires. You could see it has a little bit of tension in there and separates, and it just kind of snaps in there. So real simplistic. But a good-looking dragon, I think. And twists in the waist, which is neat. All right. All right, and lastly, the largest dragon here is Predaking. And this is from the ConstructBots line of Beast Hunters dragons. So it is Beast Hunters, but there is a whole line of ConstructBots, and I have a lot of them. And this is Predaking, and I have other Predakings, actually. I have, like I said, I have so many dragons to show you. I'm just going to show you a few now, because there's just so many. It would take a really long time to go through all of them. So I'm just going to break them down into separate shows. But you can see it has like lasers on its tail. And the way that this construct bot goes together is you snap these pieces. You see it has like a ball joint. It's a plastic. It's a little bit of a brittle plastic, so you've got to be careful with it. And then it has a rubberized end with the ball joint, and then you'd snap your parts on. You can see the fist here. And that goes to the, yeah, there it is. It goes to the robot mode. And all right, actually, I guess I have that turned around backwards because this should be like this one here. But in any case, you see it has like a clasp there. You snap things in. And they're made to snap and unsnap, but I can tell you that the more you snap and unsnap them, the greater your risk of having the clasp break, and then that's it. It did come with some extra parts, but I'd really just rather not break anything. So I don't convert them for the most part. I just put them in a form that I like, and so I like the dragon form of Predaking here. And there's like a little tiny Predaking, a couple little ones. So there's just so much to show you in the future. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to convert these to their robot modes, and we'll take a look at that. All right, so here are our beast hunters in robot mode, and this is Grimwing, and you can see he's the largest of these dragons, not as big as Predaking, but what's unique about him is he's got a thumb that can swivel, and that needs to swivel so that he can hold on to his weapon. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to. All right, but it's well made, good plastic. They all have really good articulation, and they're rather simple to transform. The arms of the dragon and the legs of the dragon become the arms and legs of the robot, so there's no like flipping around where the legs become the arms or anything like that. And it's mostly just that the shoulders separate and then the chest folds down and you pop up the head. And that's the basic design for these dragon transformers. And here's Laserback, and then you could see he has his tail for a weapon, like a whip, and then he's got his laser launcher there, and they even have head articulation. So I think they look like dragons regardless whether they're in dragon mode or robot mode. And then my favorite is Ripclaw. And, for years I forgot or didn't even realize that the tail can come off and become a hand weapon. So, probably because I don't pay attention to the directions most of the time. And but I think that's pretty cool that it comes off. And he's got a good head, looks like a bat, right? And still has the flexible tail with a point on the end, so it doesn't lose, its look of a dragon tail just because you take off the claw. So I think just such a well thought out, good looking dragon. And then lastly, Sky Stalker. And he gave me a little bit of trouble transforming because I thought it did more than it does, but it doesn't. I thought that maybe the chest opens or something like that, and things move around more, but they don't. And so really just the mouth opens up and there's the head right there, and then you just flip the dragon wrists around and you have his hands, and then the wings flip all around and he can fire them, however, maybe underneath or whatever you want. But all right, so 11 years ago, this line of dragon transformers came out. And as I told you, I have so many more dragon toys to go, more dragon transformers, and crossing into the Masters of the Universe line, and Mega Blocks, and so many dragons. So I can't wait to show you those. And so I will little by little. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to talking to you again. Take care.